Welcome students. In previous class we have calculated or we have considered how to calculate the length of transition curve based on three conditions, that is the rate of centrifugal accelerations and the rate of introduction of super elevation, and based on some given empirical formulas. Apart from that, we will be having another term, that is shift. This shift, yes, that is already you have studied in your survey class, that is setting out of curve in the field that is considered in the survey only, right? So here we are considering directly the shift S is equal to L square by 24R, so that this shift is considered when the two transition curves are to be provided on both ends of the circular curve. Say if it is considered a circular curve, at the both ends, at this points, it is necessary to provide a transition curve. Sometimes it is shifted, so that how much that curve is shifted from initial position to remaining position, so that to calculate that shift, the L square by 24R is considered. This Ls is nothing but the transition curve and R is the radius of this circular curve, right? And this is already we have studied in our survey classes, advanced surveying and surveying 1 and surveying 2. In that subject it is already learned. So here just we have to remember the shift S. So once, let us move with the problem here. Calculate the length of transition curve and shift using the following data. The following data are speed and the radius of the curve is given. Apart from these two, the allowable rate of introduction of super elevation. So here the value of n is given as 1 in 150, that means it is on plain ground, and the pavement rotated about the center line, that means En by 2 into B, and here B is nothing but W plus We, right? Thus divided by 2 is to be considered because the pavement rotated about the center line, and the pavement width including extra widening is given as 7.5 meters, so that W plus We is given as 7.5 meters. If it is not including the 7.5 extra widening, so that we have to consider or we have to calculate this extra widening here. Let us move to the solution. So the length of transition curve, as we have studied, it is need to be calculated by based on three conditions. First one is the rate of centrifugal acceleration and introduction to super elevation by empirical formulas. So let us consider one by one here. The first one is the length of transition curve as per allowable rate of centrifugal acceleration, C. So here C is given with 80 by 75 plus V, as we have discussed, and V is substituted in kmph, the given value of speed. So here the value will be 0.57 and it is in between 0.5 to 0.8, so that the speed is acceptable. The centrifugal force is considered to calculate the length of transition curve, that is 0.0215 VQ by CR, that is the speed is considered in kmph. If it is not considered in kmph, let us VQ by CR, that is Ls equal to VQ by CR. Once you substitute VQ here, V is in meter per second, you can consider either this formula or this one. You should remember any one of these two, so that you can calculate easily. And 65 by 3.6 will give the some value and then has to be substituted here, and C is 0.57 and R is given as 220 meters. So the final answer will be 47.1 meter. And based on the super elevation, introduction of super elevation, we have the formula based on the super elevation, E, right? En divided by 2 into B. So I will write W plus We here. So this by 2 is considered is because the pavement is rotated at its center line. And here n value is given in question as 150 and W plus WE value is been given as 7.5, but the value of E is not given. So that we need to calculate this value of E here. How do you calculate E value of E? E plus F equal to V square by GR. V square by GR is to be considered here. So here we have E equal to, and this is considered for mixed traffic condition, 0.75 V whole square divided by GR, that is E equal to, right? Once you consider this is for mixed traffic condition, as we know that the steps to calculate the super elevation, first step is needs to be considered for the mixed traffic condition, and second step is to be considered whether the value of E is lying in between or less than 7% or not. If it is not lying with the 7%, we have to consider the full value of 0.07, and we have to calculate the frictional force. Once the frictional force is less than 0.15, then calculated or adapted super elevation is more than enough to provide in the curve. So here the same thing is continued. E is equal to V square by GR, that is 225 R in kmph. Here we have got the value of 0.085. Hence this 0.085 is greater than 0.07. The 0.085 is greater than 0.7, so that we are adopting the 0.07. If it is less than 0.07, it is no problem, then we have to go with the obtained value and we have to substitute here. Then you can calculate the LS, but the value of E is greater than 0.07 here, so that we have to move on to next step, that is F equal to V square by this one, and E is getting on this side, that is E is taking to this side, and F equal to V square by GR minus E, right? We are substituting the same value, and E is considered to its maximum value 0.07. So here once you get the F value as 0.08, hence it is less than 0.15 lateral friction. 0.08, it is less than 0.15, so that the super elevation provided 0.07 is okay. This value has to be considered. So substitute 0.07 here. 0.07 into 150 divided by 2 into 7.5. So here 0.07 into 750 by 2. Just we are considering here. What is that? So here 0.07 into 150 by 2 multiplying with 7.5. When it is the center pavement is rotated about the center line, so you will be getting the value of 39 meters. And again we have the third condition, that is minimum value of LS 2.7 V square by R for different cases. So here different cases are plain and rolling terrain and mountain and steep terrains, but in the question it is considered the plain terrain. They have not mentioned any steep terrain here, so that here it is we have to consider the plain terrain. The plain terrain will give 2.7 V square by R, and V is 65 kmph. Once you substitute, you will be getting with 51.9. So as the discussion, the 39 is a value of, and 51.9 is the value, and then 47.1 is the value. Based on considering these three values, we have to adopt the maximum value, so that the maximum value of transition curve is 51.9. So we can conclude it to, or rounding up to 52 meters. The design length of transition curve for the speed of 65 kmph for the radius of circular curve 220 meter is to be 52 meter. So in the question the length of transition curve is calculated, and they ask you to calculate the shift. The shift is to be calculated substituting the calculated length of transition curve 52 square divided by 24 into 220 radius. So you are getting the shift of 0.51. So this is how we have to solve the problems on the transition curve provided on horizontal alignment. So sometimes it is not given the extra widening also. Here we have to consider the extra widening by considering mechanical widening and psychological widening. Both considerations will be getting with WE, and then national highway may be provided. Based on that highway value, 7.5 is to be considered, right? Whatever we have discussed in the previous video lectures, those are all important to calculate this transition curve, so that based on the condition, based on the given data, we have to substitute the values into the formulas and we have to calculate the length of transition curves, right? In next class I will start the setback distance on horizontal curves, and these are also most important in your content, and this may be asked in your exams. And write the steps involved in the calculation of horizontal curve, that is length of horizontal curve, that is transition curve, or they may be asked to write the steps involved in setback distance on horizontal curves. In this case you may have to follow these steps for particular answers, right? Thank you.